reading for you. I'm Taryn S., a high priestess of traditional witchcraft. I'm a crossroads witch, where we embrace both the dark and the light. And I've been brewing magic for almost 40 years now. Come on in, let's brew some together. Hello, hello! I'm so excited to see everyone out there. You know I've got an extra special shout out to my Crossroads witches, all my brothers and sisters out there. We stand between, we stand in the twixt and the between, we stand in balance, we seek both dark and light. And for those of you that are new here, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to see you here. If you are a new witch, welcome home. You are our next generation. You know that, right? Okay, today's a pretty light topic, I think, but something we assume. We always assume everybody knows what we're talking about. We talk about 13 moons, all right? 13 moons is a year and a day, okay? And this goes back with a lot of the things that we do within our magical journeys. A lot of our seasons are marked on that year and a day timeline. And the reason for that is because, like I said, Mother Nature, but that allows you to experience all four seasons in a situation, in an experience, or with a person, for example, because typically a lot of the witchcraft traditions, they have a year and a day, and then you can join. It's here with the Crossroads. For us in our tradition, we are the exact same way. When someone comes out here and they're like, oh, I want to join, we're like, yay, we want you to join too. Now we want to get you to know us and for us to know you. And the way we do that is with 13 moons. We stand under a year and a day of full moons together, all right? And those 13 moons, that season, are all the way around, brings a different perspective to things, you know? And so I talk a lot about this is your season to journey with this goddess. This is your season to do this in divination. Because our experiences are marked by seasons. And sometimes the season is 13 moons. And sometimes the season can be, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 20 years. All right. But I just wanted, especially you new witches, where you're leaning into our community and you're hearing about the 13 moons, or you're hearing about, you know, a year and a day. What is this about? Why in the world are we doing this? First of all, it's not like it's gatekeeping or anything like that. We're not doing that. We're giving you a full season to know us. You're giving us a full season to know you. All right? I don't care what organization, group, tradition you join. You need to do that 13 moons so you can see what these folks are really about, you know? It's easy enough to be nice to somebody once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. But when we start getting into that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, then we can start really seeing who people are. And if I'm doing an experience, a couple of years ago, I decided that I wanted to do a year and a day of the Sabbats, and that I wanted to appreciate them differently. So I decided that I was going to make me a special cocktail for every Sabbat. And I took it to a public group that I was involved with at the time, brought my concoction that I had created for it, and shared it with everyone. And what started out as something sort of haha funny ended up becoming something really profound for me. I learned a lot about alcohol, without a doubt, but I learned about people. Because I had my cocktails, I was engaging folks in a way I hadn't normally. All right. We had a common point of conversation, the drink, and it gave a whole new different experience for me, for the Sabbats, for me, for going to events. and everything. And I learned so much, all right? Even some of our minuscule, minute, little off-the-cuff things that we announce can have big changes. And I saw it through. I did my entire year in a day. I did like I said, a cocktail for every Sabbat for that year. And I have my recipes. I wrote them down. I ended up with some great stories with folks. Like I said, that year in a day was a new experience for me. When I moved to California, that first year here, that first year in a day, I was getting to know California. California was getting to know me. But it is so important to embrace that year in a day, to celebrate that year in a day. And we even do it when we have loss, all right? And that first year in a day, when you have lost someone or a big change in your life has occurred, and it's a year and a day basically to mourn. And it's so important you don't cut yourself short on that. And I have a video about that is coming out here shortly, because I think it is another thing we don't talk a lot about, all right? You know, and how important it is to celebrate those first 13 moons, all right? Not rush through them, but to just embrace them and have fun, witches. This is a journey, all right? We don't have like an end. This isn't a race or a marathon. This is the experience of the journey. So think of ways, and especially for some of you old witches, ain't throwing no shade there now, that I know lean into my channel. Think about, you know, for me, I know I was like, Sabbat, okay? How many Mabons could I go to? I was just getting a bad attitude and realized that and changed myself up, all right? What are things in your life that you can revisit in a new way and celebrate that first year in a day? Because for many of us old witches, a lot of our year in a day first experiences we did a while ago, but we can still have new ones, all right? And those are what teach us. Those are what challenge us, you know? And that's where the wisdom, that's where the experience, it just all came together for me. You know, like I said, it was something as simple as a cocktail. And I ended up making friends with folks and conversations with talking about things I normally wouldn't have, you know? And so it was such an amazing experience. And to celebrate those 13 moons, celebrate your year in a day journey, all right? Now, I also want to give a shout out on MoonCon. You'll see it below. It's on Facebook. My publisher, Moonbook Publishings, is doing an online witch conference where all of their authors, me included, are all leaning into this. It doesn't cost to go. This is a free event. All of the authors have decided to donate their time, give it back to our community. You know, and that's why I like my publisher, because they do things like that, you know. I have details, dates, everything else, but please come. We have some amazing authors in Moon Books in which do great lectures, workshops. All right, these are some of the hip people in the magic community, so definitely lean into that. And what else am I supposed to tell y'all? Of course, go to houseofwitchcraft.com. I want y'all to sign up for our newsletter. We have interesting things going out. You know that. And with that said, I think I shall end this video on why a year and a day, why 13 moons. Because it is a complete season. It allows us to see things for what they are. It allows us to get our whole immersion experience. There is a whole list of reasons on why we have it, and you should embrace it. And don't get involved with a group that tries to rush things, all right? You're interviewing them. Don't you ever forget that, okay? So you think long and hard. And make sure that you ask the right questions. Okay, witches, I'm going to keep talking. You know how I am. All right. With that said, I hope y'all have as bright of a blessed day as I'm having. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and a bobo.